All right, and we're live. Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Multiverse Show, episode 92, the greatest show on Mondays. We have a great panel here today. James and Fame will not be here for dealing with separate issues, but also we have a guest on for the show. We'll get into introducing them. But first, the senior ranking member of the podcast, we have to introduce the Chief of Achievements, the one true King of the North himself, with 5 inches of ice.
What's going on? So glad to have power again. Was without power from basically just after the podcast on Saturday night till basically just this morning. So it's good to have power. It's good to be warm again. And yeah, ready to dive into these topics, even though I have no idea what the topic list is. So let's go.
Hey, you know what they say? Winter is coming in April.
Oh, God. I'm not even kidding. There was so much ice on my car. Literally, I had to use, I was using a blowtorch to melt it down a bit so I could chip it off. It was bad.
Oh, wow. You didn't take a picture for me. You said you were going to take a picture for me. For those of you who don't know, I live in North Carolina, and we have ice, and I use air quotes. Most of the time, it's always like, okay, here's an inch of snow, and then here's an inch of ice on top of it. That's the most we've ever gotten in terms of ice. But I've never seen 5 inches of ice.
To give you a perspective, we had with our trailers at work, they parked the trailers over the weekend, then we fill them on the Sunday night, and then they go out on Monday. We had icicles that were in excess of 28 inches long on the back of the trailers.
Ooh.
And they were a hazard. We had to sit there and chip them off because they were damn hazardous. They were 2 inches thick and it was just insane, man. I'm just glad it's over now.
All right. And we have your Italian companion, the Donna Deletion. You're the infamous Mike P. The Truth.
Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Mike. Thank you for joining us for another delightful episode of the Multiverse Show, where we have effectively deleted our Monday night competition. We have another great show planned for you guys tonight as we continue our count up to 100 episodes. So thank you for joining us, and let's get it started.
And we have the Butcher of Blavka, the White Wolf, Samuel Tolbert.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Hope you've been doing well. We've got another great show planned here for you tonight. Lots of good topics. Let's get that God of War hype going. Let's roll.
All right. And we have the other Italian who thought he was being introduced at this moment. Just that last second. The Italian clowns himself. Carlo, how you doing today?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Pleasure being here. A lot of great topics. Really excited for this show, man.
Yeah. So tell everybody where you're from and just kind of how you got into this general space. This is the first time we ever had you on the show.
Yep, it is. Well, I'm from Florida, where we have lots of sun and no snow, like Nicholas has over there. And yeah, I've been writing for the Tick website under the entertainment section for comics, and it's been a blast. I love doing it.
Dude, you're doing a great job. It's a pleasure to edit your stuff. You have a passion for it, I can tell, and especially in that interview you posted. You're doing a great job so far.
Thanks, man.
All right, so we're gonna get into some cool topics. Getting on here, so we're gonna start talking about. All right, Mike, we'll do it. We'll talk about it. So we got to bring this up again because we laid down the gauntlet 6 months ago. It's been about 6 months, right?
Yeah, it was pre-Christmas.
Yeah, it was before Christmas.
We were about to take our break for the holidays. We took about 2-3 weeks off. So yeah, it was about 5 months ago. We issued a challenge to the Iron Lords podcast to play us in Rainbow Six Siege. And we threw down the gauntlet. They acknowledged it, because I already brought it up to them. And for 5 months, nothing. No response. Total ignorance. And just completely leaving the challenge on the table. And when me and King David were going back and forth a little bit, he was like, play me in a game. And I said, but we already challenged you 4 months ago at the time. So we challenged you and you walked away. Terrified. unable to deal with the challenge and the superiority of the multiverse show in Rainbow Six Siege. So they have completely shirked away. We still have the gauntlet's still laid down. The Infinity Gauntlet's only got 2 stones in it, man. We're ready to go. We're still ready. We are waiting for you, Iron Lords. Come get some.
Yes, I had a very powerful premonition that the great war of the 6th rainbow will commence. Iron Lords, I understand your fear because you know that your deletion is imminent. Yeah.
See, I can't trash talk because I have to keep it PG, which takes almost all my trash talking vocabulary out of the way. But
run from us, the multiverse show still arrives.
Oh gosh.
I'll just basically say anytime, anywhere. Let's go. Incognito, you can't talk your way out of this.
Yeah. Not even the best intros in the Not even the best intros in the world could stop this beatdown. All right, so we got to go into our first topic, as we always ask every week, to keep you guys on the pulse of gaming. What have you guys been playing? We'll start with Carlo here, since you're new to the show. What have you been playing, sir?
Wow, people are gonna bash me on Twitter for this in DMs, but I've been playing Far Cry 5. Even though I'm not a super fan of this version, I've been playing it just to complete it.
All right. So, nice. What's your feelings on Far Cry since you've been playing it?
I feel that, I feel like they could have done a little bit more. I feel like the mini quests are kind of too short or ridiculous. Doesn't make sense. I also feel like in the beginning, there would have been a lot more response from the federal government than what we've seen in the game.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, finally, someone else.
Does no one have a cell phone in that game? Like, seriously. Yeah, hey, guys, there's a fully militarized, 1,000-person army here with fully automatic weapons that took over a whole county. Can we get the army out here?
Yeah, where are the Marines? Where are the National Guard? Let's roll here.
I mean, not to mention, I can only imagine Montana probably has, some militia out there, militiamen or something. There would have been some sort of fight.
See, exactly. That was something that was really annoying me too, because I was watching. I was like, this is where Far Cry takes a dip from being semi-realistic, at least in terms of setting, and just completely throws it out there. Because God knows, the U.S. government would have never allowed the situation to develop as far as it had, because God also knows they wouldn't have just sent a small group of marshals in there. They would have mobilized the military.
Let's reel it back to the fact that when you erect a 400-meter tall statue of someone in the middle of butt hell nowhere, how is nobody going to notice that?
Especially on those military helicopters that fly across the states, they would have seen that.
And not just that, somebody would have commissioned that, because they wouldn't have had that kind of level of marble there. Naturally, at least. So someone had to have commissioned that, and that definitely was not created there. So somebody got that out there, which should have a shipping form. So someone would have realized, someone just sculpted this giant 40-foot tall version of some guy with a man bun. So,
yeah, it doesn't make sense. And then little quests like find my dog, help a bear. Are they just randomly going to appear out of nowhere in the middle of Montana to locate?
Now, in the interest of being fair here, guys, this is Far Cry. There's a certain suspension of disbelief sort of built into everything.
Yeah, but there's a limit. I
know, which is why I'm not defending it 100%. I'm just saying, take the edge off.
It's a pretty big plot hole, though.
What about when you're trying to walk down a cliff and you insta die a step?
Oh my god,
does that happen to anybody yet?
That's so annoying.
My only thing I don't like about Far Cry 5, at least right now, is just that the wingsuit doesn't feel as necessary in this game, and it doesn't feel, I don't know, before it used to be okay, when you're playing Far Cry 3 or Far Cry 4, you jump off a cliff, and after you finish killing someone, you just jump off the next cliff and just fly on away, and you felt like a badass doing it. But this doesn't feel fun anymore in a wingsuit anywhere. It's just I don't know.
I
It just doesn't feel it.
The entire game.
For me, my whole gameplay setup is melee, stealth weapons, and wingsuit. That's my whole setup because that's what I like playing Far Cry for.
Yeah.
I'm boring.
I'm sorry, you're missing the key components of rocket launchers, shotguns, and Cheeseburger the Bear. Any bear that has diabetes is a friend of mine.
Named Cheeseburger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say one thing about the Fangs for Hire in Far Cry 5. Peaches is OP as hell.
Peaches.
Yeah, like Peaches, you could literally take down an entire outpost just with Peaches and not set off any alarms. It's crazy.
Now, what I've been playing with right now, at least companion-wise, is I've been using Boomer just so he auto spots you. And when you're playing like melee, the whole game, you need that because you can't stand to have anybody surprise you from behind a corner. Because you're going all balls to the wall. You're not even paying attention. You're just like, all right, kill the closest thing next to me. Let me throw this shovel and impale this guy. Let me just do this. It's insane. It's a lot more fun to me, at least. But.
Hey, I just love the fact that you can carry 9 shovels at a time. Like that just brings me hope that I can have a satchel of shovels that I can endlessly spear cultists with.
See, that's the coolest part to me. I was just so glad they actually had shovels that could actually impale somebody. Not just like, oh, we're going to throw it and it's a dull weapon. No, it can cuts. It can go deep. So, anyway. So, let's see. Sam, what you been playing?
Let's see here. I've been playing a little bit of Sea of Thieves. We've been having a lot of fun with that. As you well know, raiding, crewing up, trying to get lots of treasure. Those achievements are finally popping now. Took a little too long, but hey, they're popping and it's fantastic. Working on getting that figurehead. We need to wrap that up real soon in prep for the content that's coming out in May. The Hungering Deep. I cannot wait for that. It's looking really good. I've also been playing Hellblade since it came to Xbox. What a fantastic game. I've talked at length about Hellblade before, so I'll keep it brief. But if you're an Xbox-only gamer, you need to play it. You can still get it for $26 in the first week. You can get it for $26 for the next 3 days. And even after that, it's only going to be $30. It's well worth your time and your money to try it out. And they're donating to mental health charities if they reach so many copies sold within the first week. They're on track with their goal right now. So please support them. Phenomenal game. And for the achievement hunters, you get 900 gamer score just for playing it. So, just throwing that out there. But yeah, that's pretty much been it for me over the last few days. Hellblade and Sea of Thieves.
So, all right, Mike, what you been playing?
I've been playing a few different games on Xbox. I'm still working through Far Cry 5, still playing that. Playing some NBA Live 18 here and there when I can. Aside from that, hooked the PS4 Pro back up again in preparation for God of War, which we're going to get to in a little bit. So for that, I picked up Gran Turismo Sport, which I'm actually really enjoying. Not as much as I enjoyed Forza 7, but it's still a really, really good game. I'm having fun with that. And I did start Horizon Zero Dawn again. I figured, let me go into this. Let me start from scratch. Give it a fair second chance, whatever you want to call it. And, I'm just about to do the proving. I played it for about 2 hours or so. And my feeling on the game is still kind of like, And I think I figured out what it is. It's because there's such a focus on stealth. I mean, it's not a stealth game per se, but I really don't like stealth. And the fact that there seems to be such a big focus on that is, I guess, turning me off the game a little bit. But I'm not going to put it down this time. I'm going to stick with it for a little bit longer and see how it shakes out. So,
nice.
Yeah.
What difficulty are you playing on again?
Whatever the normal one is.
Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. If you find that you're not quite into some of the combat later, bump it up to hard. It makes a big difference, not just in terms of damage values, but some of the attack patterns of the enemies get switched up as well. It made a big difference for me in the late game.
Okay.
All right. Pretty good. All right. So what I've been playing, a little bit of Far Cry. I've been trying to play some Overwatch. I'm at this really bad point right now. There's just too much stuff out there. I'm way too distracted. Sea of Thieves finally got the haul I've been saving for. Been waiting, dying for it, grinding like no tomorrow. I finally got it, and I got the Sea Dog haul because it looks, to me, out of all the other hauls, I think it looks the crispest. It looks like this is a pirate hull that isn't really stupid. Like the Sovereign hull, I think looks stupid. I think the Admiral hull looks stupid. Bildrat's okay, still looks stupid. But just to me, But I like this one because it's got like that darker wood finish to it with a nice green secondary, then white trim on the top. It just looks great. Love it.
This man talking about a hull like it's a fine woman. What the?
Yeah, a hull. Sure, Anchor. Sure.
Yeah.
We're on to you.
We see you.
Yeah. Anyway, so good times. I enjoyed it. What else have I been playing? I started God of War 3. I guess. I know I'm not going to be able to complete this in time before God of War 4 or God of War 2018, whatever we're calling it. I just know I'm not going to get it done in time. Started Hellblade, so I think I'll get that one done in time. So
you should. Yeah, it's not a long game.
It's not that long, and so if I play like an hour or two every night, I'll get done in time.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's kind of what I'm playing. Moving on a little bit. So that's first up on the docket. So let's talk about this Matthew Gallagher situation. So Sam, give us the details. What's been going on?
Okay, so Darrell Gallagher, because that's his name, Darrell Gallagher.
I don't know why I thought Matthew.
I don't know either, but
I thought David Gallagher, and then I realized he was on like Touched by an Angel or something.
Len thought
why am I thinking of him?
Len thought it was David Gallagher too. You know, I don't know what's going on there.
That's an actor. David Gallagher is an actor.
Yeah, I actually had to correct myself when writing it up, so I don't know. It's not just you guys, though. But anyways, Darrell Gallagher, he has a long history, just a quick recap, in the video game industry. He's worked at Activision before. He had some influence on different Call of Duty franchises. He's worked at a couple of other smaller studios. His big role, what he's most known for, though, is he was head of Crystal Dynamics at Square Enix for several years. It was under him that the Tomb Raider 2013 reboot happened and its sequel, Rise of the Tomb Raider. Those are the real biggies that he's done. And then he had kind of not fallen off, but gone into the shadows a little bit over the last few months. And now Microsoft has picked him up, and he's sitting on the executive leadership board. And just for clarification purposes, the executive leadership board at Microsoft is all the studio heads. Okay, so you've got Craig Duncan, head of Rare. You have Bonnie Ross, who is in charge of 343. You have the heads of the Coalition. You have, I forget her name at this particular moment, but you have the head of Mojang in charge of Minecraft. Then you've got Alan Hartman in charge of Turn 10. And then you have Shannon Loftus, who's in charge of second-party publishing. So she's the exception to the rule due to the deal she works out. So it's very interesting that they're adding someone else to this leadership team that is composed almost entirely of studio heads, especially when you look at the types of games that this guy has overseen in the past few years. Anyways, that's my spiel.
All right. Well, that's pretty good. It looks like it's a good move. The Tomb Raider have been pretty successful, all things considered. I mean, hey, they even made a movie. May not maybe that didn't do so well, but
it actually did okay at the box office. Didn't light things on fire, but it's doing okay.
Yeah.
You know, I like this signing by Microsoft, them picking up Darrell Gallagher, because he oversaw the reboot of the Tomb Raider series, and like Anchor said, it's been successful. And that reboot happened just when the older games in the series were really starting to feel a little bit stale.
Right, right. They were getting real long in the tooth. The franchise needed a new face. Right.
And I think now this isn't so much for me since I didn't own a 360, but I know, at least from social media, that a lot of people have kind of like a franchise fatigue from Xbox franchises that they're kind of getting stale, like Halo 5, Gears of War, things like that. So maybe the addition of Gallagher to the Microsoft team could kind of work his magic or help work his magic with those franchises as well. So,
oh yeah, because all these heads have input on what each other works on, even if it's not directly their kingdom, so to speak. They all sit together. They all talk about this kind of stuff. If he's going to be in charge of anything game related, I honestly believe it would be his own team, though. I don't think he would be involved in an existing franchise in more than an advisory role. And I do think it's really interesting because, look, we've given Phil flack, and I believe rightfully so, an Xbox flack more specifically over the fact of, okay, where's the new studios? Where's the new IPs? Where's the new games? But if we look at this, just a few months after Terry Myerson is gone, he's no longer in charge. He's no longer having Phil report to him on every single sentence. Been promoted. He's now sitting at the top board. Matt Booty's been promoted. He's now head of MS Studios. And just a couple of months later, they pick up a great new guy, and it looks like he might be in charge of his own studio. I don't think that's a coincidence. I think they're actually finally starting to make some good moves here in terms of rebuilding their first party for the future.
What are your thoughts on this, Carlo? I want to get your impression on this.
You know, to me, I feel like Microsoft is doing so many changes, and sometimes I feel like it doesn't always necessarily help the brand. I mean, we all want Microsoft and Sony to succeed, but I just feel like Microsoft really needs to show us something for Xbox more than what they just been saying. We need to see something. You know, I know we saw Sea of Thieves, and I love Sea of Thieves, but I'd like to see more come from them.
Right.
Well, you're right. We need some kind of roadmap from them. I mean, we got Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves is great. We already know we got State of Decay 2 and Crackdown 3 coming this year. But, you know, what else is there? Is there anything else this year? What's coming for 2019? I mean, you know, I hate to say for another year, wait till E3, but you kind of got to wait till E3, and I just hope Microsoft shows us something then.
Right. Well, like I said, I think this is a good sign, especially, we didn't say this earlier, we didn't pick up on this, but his announcement, when Matt Booty announced this, he said, we'll have more to share at E3. That's not, maybe I'm reading a little too much into it, but you guys tell me if I'm wrong. That doesn't seem like the type of statement you make just because you've hired someone. That we're going to be showing more at E3. Right. That tells me that there's a little more going on here.
Yeah, I think we've said this before, and we'll say it again until E3. Guys, Microsoft's in do or die mode right now because every game that they've announced since the beginning of the launch has either come out or is releasing very soon. I mean, State of Decay 2 and Crackdown 3 are the last games on that list. We really have no other AAA IPs of any sort that we know of. Like, this is do or die time for Microsoft. This is time to show, like, because Phil got signed on in 2014. It is time. Like, we've had 4 years to develop. What do you got?
And I think as well as that, it's like if you've had your hands tied and you haven't been able to do stuff until recently, then okay, you know what? Whatever. I generally subscribe more to the Bethesda model of announcing games, which is to say, hey, here's what we're working on over the next year, maybe year and a half at absolute max. We make you go nuts, but we keep you in the dark beyond that, and it works. I prefer that model. But that being said, due to the position they're in, Microsoft absolutely needs to give a roadmap. They got to show more. But again, I think this is a good sign. I think this is a good step. Nick, you've been kind of quiet.
See, I'm kind of in this weird position with this whole thing because
he's been accepting that Microsoft money out of the table. That's why.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I've got a laptop that overheats every 20 minutes. That damn good Microsoft money.
No, we didn't say it was good. We just said it's Microsoft money.
I'm in this position. I'm in this position with Microsoft. I think they're making good moves.
Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously, picking up Darrell Gallagher is a fantastic move to go forward on. But the thing is like Microsoft has gotten obscene amounts of talent before and mishandled it, misdirected it, and misused it. So it's really hard for me to be optimistic because the thing is with Microsoft as it sits right now is even for the roadmap of stuff we have right now, like State of Decay 2 looks great. It looks like they improved on everything from the first game, added more things in. It looks genuinely great. I have almost zero faith in Crackdown. Like they've got to get this out before spring wraps up like June 1st. They've got to get this game out. They've got to get it out. They said spring launch window. They don't hit that launch window and they delay Crackdown again, they might as well just lay it in the graveyard to die.
You don't understand, though. They aren't talking like literal timeline spring. They're talking about seasonal spring. Hey, it's winter right now.
Yeah.
We don't know.
And see, I try not to fall
Spring could be September.
I try not to fall into the doom and gloom mindset that's on social media in regards to Microsoft, because I do think they have a lot of potential. But the thing is if they don't show anything this E3, then people need to just toss any expectations for them out the window, because they, up till this point, they do not seem to be very intact with what the base wants, so to speak.
Okay, well, let me put this out there then. Let me put this out there, because obviously there's a risk reward in terms of showing things too far out. And again, I've offered my opinions on how far things should be shown, but that is what it is. That situation, it doesn't work here. What is it that they need to show that they could reasonably be expected to show that should make fans happy? How much are we talking here?
Well, you already know that there's going to be Forza Horizon 4 this year, which for me, I'm a huge racing game fan. So
absolutely.
That's probably going to be in there as far as like my top 3 games of the year. I can pretty much already say that.
Sure.
Is it unreasonable to expect, something about the next Halo game from 343? No.
I think it is possible. I think they could tease something. And there's actually I was watching a good video today by someone who brought this up, and they said, notice 343 went back and fixed Master Chief Collection.
Exactly.
In the last month.
They committed.
And you don't do that because they waited this long to do it. You don't wait that long for nothing. Like there's a reason behind it. Like they waited that long, and like it's not so much for waiting as much. They decided, okay, we got to fix this first so we can get goodwill, and so if we announce a new Halo game, everyone's gonna be excited again.
Right.
And that's kind of what I get the vibe of. It's like they're gearing up for something to announce it. I think for them.
Go ahead.
Okay, go somebody.
I was gonna say I think with Microsoft, in terms of what E3 they need to show in terms of their roadmap, every game from now till next year needs to be announced. All of it.
Okay.
Show everything.
Until next year, do you mean
until next E3?
Until next E3.
Every game, and then there needs to be 2 teasers. Like there needs to be like, okay, this is a brand new game. No one's seen it before. It's not quite ready yet. And just kind of give it like a vague release date, like 2019 or maybe 2020. Just like it could be something far out, and like one brand new AAA IP. Don't have to show gameplay. Just show something. Something out there, show a trailer, like a cinematic trailer or something, just a good concept piece. Throw that out there for people to think about, just so you see, like, this is something new and different coming from Microsoft, and then you can do, like, a revival of something. Like, if they are doing that Perfect Dark revival, show that.
Okay. So like, basically, we can... Okay,
something old, something new, something blue.
Yeah, basically, so we can say Forza Horizon 4... Halo 6, any smaller titles, because they've always got some little smaller title to show off of the year. And then they're going to have marketing deals, and then 2 new things. We can agree
what about Fable 4?
Fable.
There you go. They won't call it Fable 4, though. I think they'll just call it like Fable.
It's a reboot.
They'll pull a God of War reboot deal.
Yeah, it's even more so. I fully expect that to be a new IP in all but name. Being perfectly honest.
Yeah.
But that would be a good one. Now, that game isn't coming out anytime soon, if we're being realistic. That has 2020 or 2021 written all over it, considering that if we believe the rumors that have been verified by Eurogamer and whatnot, Playground Games was still hiring as of just a couple of months ago to work on that game. And they just started work last year. So I wouldn't expect to see it anytime soon in terms of releasing. But if they're willing to take a risk, Playground has delivered nothing but top-tier games. They've got a lot of talent there. Having a new big open-world RPG, you know, that dark, mature storyline that people want, that people are going crazy over right now, that would be a pretty good thing to show.
You know what they need to do? They need to throw a kid in there. That's all you gotta do nowadays. That's all you gotta do to be real popular nowadays. You just take an old grizzled veteran, give him a kid, done.
You laugh, but honestly, there's your teaser right there. 45 seconds of CGI. An old grizzled warrior is kneeling down like by his son, who's playing with like some wooden figurines of a knight and a dragon. He's like, "Let me tell you a story," and he opens up a book, and then a dragon roars overhead where a battle's taking place. Boom. Microsoft, if you're listening, I just gave you your teaser. There you go. That's all you need to do. The crowd would go wild.
Hey, wait. Now, someone remind me. I never really got into Fable. Is Jack of Blades dead? Or is that still a thing? He's like the only character I know of.
Jack of Blades was a thing in the first Fable game.
What if you had like some old character? I don't know. I don't know anything about Jack of Blades, honestly, other than the name, and that's the only Fable character I can tell you who has a name. If you had it say like, oh, Jack of Blades is back, and he's an old grizzled veteran, and so then now there's this new kid on the block.
No, new characters, no, absolutely not.
But what if we gave him an axe?
No, stop, please.
I just gave you your teaser. That would work perfectly. I mean, can anyone tell me that the crowd wouldn't go nuts and that wouldn't be critically acclaimed? It's perfect.
Oh, hey, yeah, Metroid 4 gets critical acclaim for graphics, so like it wouldn't be the craziest thing I've ever seen.
If you're Microsoft and you want to send your crowd into pandemonium, you bring Rare on the stage and you announce that you're making a new version of Battletoads, and that crowd will go insane.
No, it won't. Battletoads is garbage.
It is. Yeah.
What?
The young people dominate.
Battletoads is nostalgia. Battletoads is nostalgia feed for 3% of the gaming population. You ask anyone that did not play in that specific era about Battletoads, they'll look at you and be like, "Battle what?"
Yeah, but they could
Carlo, help me out
save
here.
it like the Ninja Turtles, man. I mean, they could do a whole reboot on the Battletoads.
But we're forgetting one last thing.
Oh God!
One last thing.
Please help me.
Scalebound is back.
Oh God!
Oh, my God.
Actually, no. Wait just a moment here. Okay, wait just a moment. I'm not saying it's going to happen anytime soon, and it would there's a 99.99999 repeating for infinity chance it would not be Platinum Games, but they held on to the IP and they held on to the assets. So
now, what if it was Platinum Games?
No,
what if it was all one giant white glove conspiracy held by Bill Spencer from the get-go? We're gonna greenlight Scalebound, a brand new Japanese RPG situation. We're gonna throw it out there. People are gonna get excited, and then we're gonna cancel it. And then we're gonna create this whole big conspiracy, and just so we can bring it back, and people will think, "Oh my God, what happened?"
There's actually a better conspiracy theory going around about that. There's actually a really good one going around right now.
Oh, yeah? Oh, please tell me. I want to know.
Okay, so the conspiracy theory I was reading, and keep in mind this was on 4chan, so take that with
the home of conspiracy theories.
Edgar's favorite place on the internet. So the theory is that because when Platinum Games and Microsoft went their separate ways on Scalebound, Microsoft owns that IP. They own all the work that was done on Scalebound. Platinum walked away with 0 of it. And what this person is saying is that they took the skeleton of Scalebound and plopped it to Playground Games and went, "Here's your working point. Go."
No. Nah.
Nah, I don't think so.
No. I could believe, you could maybe convince me that they'd give the work to another developer to have them finish. I could maybe buy that, but not not Playground. Absolutely not.
I feel like that never really works out anyway. When there's one game and it gets canceled, and then another developer has to come in and clean up.
Look at Duke
really
Nukem Forever.
Hey! Prey. I beg you to reconsider because Prey turned out just fine.
Yeah, but the original Prey was still better than the
Prey
reboot.
2 was gonna be garbage. Let's all remember that.
Hey. Yeah, you shut your mouth.
You saw that little gameplay thing. That doesn't count. That was like 5 minutes. That's it. Just 5 minutes. That's not a whole game. The rest of it could have just been.
That's more than we see from most game
defense.
trailers now. At least it was actual gameplay, not in-engine footage.
Hey, think of it this way: Fallout 4 is still the best game announced, reveal, and release ever.
Actually, I agree with that.
I dare you. I dare you to come up with one game where all they did was 2 weeks before E3, they showed a in-game trailer, gave you actual, legitimate showing of what the game would look like, did a huge, big talk about it at E3, gave a lot of people good gameplay, saw what the game was about, and then said, coming this November, this time, this date, no delays, it's ready to go.
Yeah, absolutely. And they kept the marketing rolling on top of that.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's just the Bethesda model. They do that with literally every game. That's why everyone figures that Starfield is going to hit November.
Not Prey,
they
not
do
Dishonored
they do Dishonored 2, yeah.
Not
or
Doom.
Wolfenstein New Order.
Not even Skyrim. Skyrim was announced at the Game Awards the year before it launched. A full year.
Yep.
So, bringing the topic back in, because we've obviously taken so many draft trails, it's not even funny. We can all agree that while Microsoft is in a bit of a tricky space and they need to have stuff to show at E3, this is a good move and a good sign, right?
Yes.
I think we can all kind of co-sign that.
Can I just create a new Scalebound conspiracy?
Yes.
By all means, we've got so many
all conspiracies.
All right, so here we go. Here's the new conspiracy. What if Microsoft, did all that, got the game canceled, brought it back based on demand, and then said the developer comes out and says, "Hey, we did a Kickstarter, support us."
Oh God.
Oh, God.
Well,
no.
Shenmue 3, baby.
No, I knew you were going to go for that. No.
You know what?
I'm not doing it again.
I'd say it wouldn't happen, but we've already seen a Kickstarter on a AAA publisher and console maker stage, so you know what? Who knows?
On that note, Shenmue 1 and 2 will be releasing this year.
That's just to make you feel better, because if you add 1 + 2, you equal 3, and that's the only time you're going to play it before 2023.
Listen, man. The original Shenmue is the GOAT. You could write that in. That is going to be my game of the year this year.
Oh my God!
Pencil it in now.
Oh, dude, we're not doing game of the years with this show this year because I'm not listening to Mike put Shenmue 1 and 2 on a 2018 game of the year.
No, we already have that rule. No remasters.
Thank God. I can't wait I can't wait to play it just so I can call it trash and get Mike and Cal angry.
Oh dear Lord!
And the Iron Lords.
I'm looking forward to playing it because I never played them before. But I will say that it's interesting that they are coming to Xbox.
Oh, dude, Shenmue 3 is coming to Xbox.
Oh, of course,
no doubt about it.
Definitely,
it absolutely is. Anyone using it in a list war right now is fooling themselves.
Yep, just like Final Fantasy VII remake.
Yeah, but because that would have to actually come out. So,
yeah.
In 2023.
Yeah. Hey, it might come up actually. Well, never mind. I won't take the low-hanging fruit in this one. I'll wait. All right. So next topic for the evening, talk about this God of War. All right. So God of War is coming out this Friday, 4/20, and against everybody told me. First, I want to say this. Everybody who was telling me it was going to come out in March on a Thursday, I said, no, it's not going to happen. But nobody wanted to listen because games don't release on Thursday. they release on Tuesday or Friday. Yes, it would have sounded cool, Thor's Day, but no, it doesn't work that way. Game publishers are creatures of habit, and that's why we keep doing things. That's why good games don't release during the summer. That's why we always keep going for the fall or the spring, and that's why we never learn anything, because we don't bother to try. So there you go. Anyway, so God of War, who's picking it up? I need to see a digital showing of hands. Who's picking it up?
Digital show of hands, dude. I got my CE pre-ordered and paid off right now. It's like the one luxury I'm allowing myself. I have been super, super hyped for this game ever since I saw the reboot, simply because I'm a sucker for Norse mythology. And while I'm not a Metacritic or OpenCritic habitual user, these reviews are looking mighty hot. It's looking good. I'm excited. I can't wait to do this.
Mike, you picking it up?
Yes, I have my pre-order paid off as well. Really looking forward to it. The Metacritic and OpenCritic scores are promising. I'm trying not to watch or read any reviews for it because I don't want anything to be spoiled. Although from what I'm hearing, that axe throwing mechanic looks dope.
Oh, dude, it looks so good.
It really does.
You chuck it into a guy's head and you freeze him solid. You grab another guy, beat the crap out of him, throw him into that guy, shatter him, and call the axe back into your hand. That's like, how can you not love that? It's awesome.
Oh, man, I can't wait. The combat looks so good. I can't wait.
Kratos is reminding everybody, like, just because I'm ancient and cranky and I can't jump doesn't mean I can't beat the stuffing out of you.
Yeah. So, all right. I'll ask. Nick, are you picking up God of War?
No, not at all. No, I've not.
I knew it.
I've not been hyping this game up for like God knows how long at all. Anyone actually watched our? I think it was on Tick that I did on wherever the E3 when that E3 2016 reveal came out. I'm pretty sure I was on webcam and people can actually see me throwing my chair in excitement. Yeah, it's one of my favorite franchises. I'm replaying through God of War 3 right now in anticipation. And replaying through God of War 3, it's really great because I haven't played it since when it came out in 2010, I think. So I'm playing through it again, and I'm really excited for the new direction because I'm not going to lie. Well, the third one's really, really great. I'm really, really glad they took it in a different direction for the next one. So I'm really interested.
That combat hasn't aged well, has it?
That style of game hasn't aged well.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something about hack and slash games. It's not anything against them because like God of War, Devil May Cry, they're all fantastic hack and slash games, but they're very, very overly simplistic, even on the hard difficulties. And I don't know. They definitely don't age well as a whole genre. So it's really interesting that everything's kind of gone more Dark Soulsy than hack and slash now, which I'm perfectly okay with. But I like the new direction. It should be interesting. I'm a huge Norse mythology geek, so I'm just hoping for a whole slew of Norse gods that you get to interact, meet with, and God damn it, I hope we don't murder everyone.
So basically, what you're saying is that the new God of War is the Dark Souls of God of War games.
Oh my God! Damn it!
Oh God!
Don't worry, I'm doing the review. I'm going to do the review for Dark Souls Remastered, so that just on the Tick site we can say this is the Dark Souls of Dark Souls games.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
I keep saying this, and I'll say it again. I still want to do the God of War review. I still want to.
No.
Out of spite,
we're keeping you away from it.
Out of spite, that's probably for a good reason too. Because out of spite, I'd probably just give it an 8 just to see what would happen.
Oh my God!
Actually, here's the thing: people are losing their minds on N4G. If you check the comments, there are people freaking out that there's an 8.6, which will be factored into the Metascore. So I don't disagree with you per se that it would be funny to see people freak out. But
you're talking to 9. You're talking to the guy who's doing the review for it. That's one of the pickiest guys on the planet.
Yeah,
there
I know.
Ain't no way I'm giving this a 10 out of 10. I'll be very, very, very surprised if I do. There's literally I think 2 games off the top of my head that ever got 10 out of 10s, and it was not a God of War game. So I'm really interested to dive into it, but I'm also really, really nervous. I'm hoping it clicks.
It's going to be good.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited for it. I just hope the camera got better.
Yeah, I'm playing God of War 3 right now, and oh my God, camera.
So you can agree the camera needed to change?
Yeah, well, the camera just needs to let you move it around. This fixed camera thing's annoying. I can't stand it.
How far into God of War 3 are you, Anchor?
I'm still at the Hades level.
Oh, okay. So you did that annoying Poseidon level where the camera angle constantly bugs out on you and goes under, and then you can't see anything?
Yeah, I didn't have that issue, though.
Oh, lucky.
Yeah. I can say, though, yeah, this is not aged well. I didn't even play it the first time, but I know this is not aged well. It is just... I don't know if it's part of it just because they didn't even bother remastering it, or if the game just was not that good to begin with. Because I'm looking at it I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, maybe it's because I'm just used to a certain level of remaster skill now. I've been spoiled. Games actually doing real remaster work. And so I don't know. I think a lot of the stuff now. I still think. If they had remastered 1, 2, and 3 like this, I'd be like, okay, that's fine. But okay, here's a $60 remaster, and we're not going to really put that much effort into it because it looks pretty close to the PS3 one, at least what I'm looking at here. So, what do I know? I'm just some expert. So,
we're just not letting you review PlayStation exclusives. Your Uncharted review,
unless it's the Order 1887.
Your Uncharted 4 review would have had 3 paragraphs on boxes and grappling hooks.
Yes,
and the Sony Boost.
It is a great
Sony Boost.
Actually, here's the thing: if the Order 1887 ever happens, and I don't think it will, but if that ever happened, I would let Anchor.
Oh, I would too. I would definitely.
I can already tell you the opening paragraph.
10 out of 10.
No, not even that. The opening paragraph to the Order 1887 review written by Anchorman would be, "It's funny how Sony for the last 10 years has only been greenlighting projects for crappy titles, sequels that shouldn't exist. God of War,
making me
Last
take it
of Us
back,
Part 2, Knack 2, they're all on the same plane of existence. But finally, a game that deserves to exist. A game that had a world worthy of actually exploring has finally been graced to us. I'm going to forego the traditional scoring method and score this a 15 out of 10. Just to screw with the Metascore."
I'm not even a huge Sony guy, and that bugged the hell out of me. What the hell?
That's the point.
God damn it, Anchor.
On the contrary, I really liked the Order of 1886, believe it or not.
I did too.
People are waking up.
It's my favorite game on PlayStation.
That was a good game. Had some issues, but good game.
Better than God of War 3.
Amen. I agree with you. There's an internet high five going over here.
I'm losing a blood vessel in my neck right now.
I was going to say, I would like to review Shenmue 3, which is still scheduled for 2018, I may add.
But Mike, they just added the facial animations that look great.
That thing ain't 2018. It's not.
It's getting delayed. There's a reason why Sega came out and did this now, even though they don't have anything to do with. Even though they have nothing to do with this remake, or the remake, they have nothing to do with Shenmue 3. They're just going to capitalize on people being disappointed. That's all it is.
Yeah, this is like a PS5 title, definitely.
Yeah. All right. What were we talking about? Forgot.
God of War hype. God of War.
God of War.
Somebody about to get run over by a train or something? What was going on back there?
All right, so you
That's
got
just my
God of War.
anger coming through the microphone right now.
All right, so God of War. Yeah, I think what you said earlier, Sam, about the axe mechanic sounds dope. Like I'm actually interested in that the most. I just want to see that.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to see what they're gonna do, and like that's what I'm looking forward to, really. What else is there? There's some cool things about that game. I'm really kind of hesitant about the kid. Like, I'm sure it's fine. But one thing I definitely noticed about it too is that, especially with a lot of these games that have come out lately, is that they're catering towards a very particular age group. And I noticed this a lot too, with this focus on legacy and stuff. It's dealing to a lot of people dealing with father issues.
Yeah,
Like a lot of it.
absolutely.
Like Uncharted 4, which was really stupid because it shouldn't have even focused on stupid Sam in the first place. It should have all been about Sully all the time. It's one of those things where I'm kind of like, and I don't have any kids, so I don't have to deal with this problem yet. And so it's like, oh, I gotta be a good father. Same thing with the whole Ellie thing. It's just it's appealing to that group, which is not me. And what was it? Undead, you were telling me about this too. Like the guys at your GameStop who were feeling it. You remember this?
Yeah. No, the two guys in my GameStop, they were the ones that talked me into buying a PS4, and they reintroduced me into the ecosystem. Basically, they've been a fantastic group of guys, and they've pointed me in direction in some games that I didn't think of playing, and et cetera, et cetera. All in all, they're great, pretty level-headed guys. But I went to GameStop. I was like, man, do you guys have any hard, like, I was looking for like the Steelbook edition, not the like collector's edition, but just trying to like snag up a Steelbook or something. And they're like, oh, we're so tired of hearing about this game. I'm like, really? I figured you guys would be hyped for this. They're like, no, it's another dad-kid adventure. They're like, this is getting annoying. This is all the games that are coming out right now. I'm like, okay. Like, I like these guys, I've never seen them down talk any games, and they genuinely seem disappointed with it. Now, I'm not sure if that details into the fact that it's such a radical change of what God of War used to be, that maybe they just don't like that aspect of it or whatnot. But maybe some people feel that way. I'm okay with it. But, I have kids, so I'm kind of partial to the whole, like, that whole thing. My only thing is I really hope Atreus, if I'm pronouncing that right, I'm really hoping he is an NPC follower, very similar to how Elizabeth was in
BioShock Infinite.
NPC, yeah, that's like the perfect like NPC side character that you can have.
Yeah, leave me alone.
You didn't have to. Yeah, toss me ammo. Be helpful. Like you're low on health, she'd toss you a health boost up. It was great. Like that kind of NPC interaction. As long as there's no point in this game where I've got to protect him and he's got a limited health bar.
I was just gonna say.
Oh my god.
Nick, in Norse mythology, did they ever have to sacrifice their kids?
Oh yeah. Oh god. Plot twist. Do you imagine if you go through they make a whole trilogy, and at the end of the trilogy you have to kill the kid? Could you imagine?
Yep. Yeah.
Do it, Tony. Do it. Have
do
the
it
balls.
Or don't do it.
Oh my god.
That ain't happening.
I want it. I want to see it now. Sacrifice the children.
Nah, but I'm excited. Norse mythology is such a rich, vast mythology. So many different figures, characters, monsters, and legends. There's a ton of stuff to pull from here. It should be really interesting to see how the story rolls out. I'm looking forward to when we all give our impressions next week.
Yeah, I'll be playing it.
Mm-hmm.
I hope to God there's no grappling hook or Sony boost in it. If there's a Sony boost in it, I know I'm going to get a Skype call.
There's the Sony boost! No, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, there's a theory. No, it's not a theory. It's a fact that every modern Sony game at this point, if you have a companion at any point, you will perform this Sony boost. It's not so I shouldn't say it's exclusive, but they do it all the time. It's in every game I've played on the PlayStation 4. Every game that has a companion of any sort, you will do the Sony boost, which is the one guy stands on the bottom, claps his hands together as a foothold for the next person to come and be boosted up. They've done it every Uncharted game. They've done it The Order 1886. They've done it Last of Us. They've done it. What's the other game? I have to look through my other stuff here. They've done it one time for Infamous Second Son. I've seen them do it. I haven't played it Until Dawn, so I can't tell if they've done that yet or not.
They didn't in Horizon Zero Dawn, though.
I think they did, actually. I remember taking a picture of it. I could probably go through all my screen caps and just look at it, because every time it happens, I take pictures of it.
See, the only time that ever bugged me, and it was more like it took me out of the story and atmosphere, was the convenience of crates and climbable wheelie crates in Uncharted 4. That was the only thing. I'm like, you're in an ancient ruin, but they conveniently have a crate with wheels. What?
And the infinitely expanding rope.
Okay, we're moving on. What's the next topic?
Yeah.
Avengers Infinity War. Not too far, gents. Not too far.
Avengers Infinity War. All right, so
perfection
let's
is
talk about that for a
merely
minute.
manifest upon the earth.
All right, guys, that's going to be dope as hell. I cannot wait. Like, I really cannot wait for this. This thing is going to be amazing. Like this, they're saying right now it's poised already. It is already poised to take control, or sorry, to take over the record held by The Force Awakens, the top grossing movie of all time.
Isn't it like the most like pre-ordered in terms of tickets for a movie of all time?
It is. Yeah, it's already taken that record for most pre-orders. But the other one, I forget what the deal is. It's something about it. It's something like that. Like people are just saying that it is poised to take over. Like it is just geared towards that right now. So I want to see what happens. I'd love for anything to take over Force Awakens, because Force Awakens also was not a good movie either.
Oh my god.
So hey, that's how it is. Everything you love, I hate.
Over another mediocre movie. Oh, joy.
You're garbage.
We can all agree that Avengers Infinity War is going to be beyond incredible. We can all come together.
No, we all can't say that because Undead doesn't like good things.
As I said, we can all come together on that.
Yeah, we all could agree. Undead doesn't know good things.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything else you guys want to bring up today?
Silent.
He's just like, I hate you guys so much.
No, I'm just shaking my head right now. I'm just sad that you guys have never experienced good cinema.
Or what would you consider good cinema is the question. Give us a James segment. Tell us Undead's top picks for all time.
No, I'm gonna tell you this. The Marvel films everyone always talks about aren't the ones I really enjoy. How about that?
Oh yeah, what are the ones you like?
I like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Everyone likes that. Everyone likes
Part
that
1
one.
and 2. But no, like the thing is like the Avengers as a whole, I hate that whole. It's just like Civil War was just so. I know everyone's gonna hate me for this, but it was like beyond cringy. I could not take that movie seriously at all.
Are you okay, dude? I'm really concerned about you.
Did no one love you as a child?
Oh my god.
Wow. Well, I mean, I'm really excited for the movie. I can't wait. I love Marvel. I do have one concern though, is like, how are you going to take so many different big actors and give them the space? Like that's kind of my worry. Like, I hope Spider-Man gets more than like 15 minutes of fame on that.
I mean, yeah, that's my problem too. These movies that have ensemble casts, and I mean, looking at DC, I think Justice League mostly avoided that problem, but Suicide Squad definitely suffered from that problem for real. I'm at least looking at the DC side of things. So it'll be interesting to see how Marvel handles that.
I think they did pretty well, and like I didn't enjoy Civil War, but I think they did a pretty decent job of at least giving everyone a little bit of screen time.
Yeah, I think Civil. That's why they gave the whole project to the Russo brothers in the first place.
Right, exactly, because they
said you guys did well.
Yeah,
like they delivered. What was it? Civil War is in the top 10 grossing, I think. Top 10 grossing movies of all time.
Yeah, it's up there. It's up there.
Yeah. And it's not even an Avengers movie. Well, it really is an Avengers movie.
It really is.
But it really is an Avengers movie, but it's not technically. So, yeah. But yeah, I am really dying to see this movie, but I don't know when I'm going to see it. And I don't know if I'm going to take someone else to go see it or not. That's the thing. I don't know if I'm going to do that. Because I feel like if I just go there and just get like, oh, it's my single seat, screw you guys. But I got to have the best. I got to go to my luxury theater to go see this movie. So I was like, okay, I hope they give an option so you can pay for no kids. Like that's the only option. Like, because I went to see Black Panther on a Sunday when it came out, and the theater I went to actually had an option in the luxury theater to have no one under 18 in that theater. Wow. I said, hell yes, get them kids out of here. I'm gonna have a good time. And so that was great. But then after that, they didn't offer that option anymore because they just want to make money. So. Which is understandable. It's understandable. I get it. But I don't know. I just don't like kids at movie theaters. It's not, well, because I'll tell you guys the story. So there's a reason. There's actually a reason why I don't like children in movie theaters. So the last time I went to go to a movie in person was to see Black Panther a second time. And there was a woman who brought like 4 kids to come see this movie at 9:00 at night. And we're in luxury seating too. So she paid for luxury seating to go see this movie with 4 kids. And the kids the entire time were yelling and running around the theater. Because these kids are going to be 7 to 10. Like they're old enough to sit through a movie. But it was just like, this is unbelievable. And like I shouldn't be mad at the kids as much as the parent who was just a horrible parent. Or not even being considerate enough to think of other people. But it's just like, it's the kids who are being annoying. She's not. But at the same time, she raised them. So that's a problem. And the other time was when I went to go see Civil War. I have people who can actually verify this did happen. I went to go see Civil War. I got my prime seat. Doing real nice. It wasn't luxury seating, but it was real good position. I was in the optimal space. And I was watching the movie. And we're almost to... We just gotten past the airport scene. We're like halfway through the airport scene when I hear this kid say to his dad, like, I have to, or her dad, I have to go to the bathroom. And she's like, okay, do you want to go now? It's like, no, I'm too interested. And so about maybe 10 minutes later, I was smelling something. I was like, what the hell is that? Wow. This girl crapped her pants because she did not want to miss the movie.
Wow.
I was just like,
okay.
That is commitment.
Sorry, I'm listening to the story and watching Cal take shots in the chat right now. So I'm like trying to bounce between both right now.
Okay, Cal, where's this guy been?
Who is this man? Whose man is this?
Man? Where's this guy been?
No, Cal's just mad because he tried to serve us oregano and salt fried chicken.
Ooh, that sounds good.
No, it's
oregano
not good. Those are the only spices we had. Oregano and salt.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm Italian too, but oregano and fried chicken don't go with one another.
Hey, I would try it once, you know.
Hey, just go to E3. The funny story about was that we went to E3. We wanted to have a night in. I think it was after the Sony conference. We wanted to have a night to chill, and so we just ate in that day. And So I think B Money made shrimp, and Cal made fried chicken. But they went out to the store and they bought it, but they didn't buy any spices. So we at the Airbnb we were staying at, all they had was salt and oregano. And so B Money put oregano on the shrimp, which was okay. But it was just like we had fried chicken with just salt and oregano. Just I thought that was hilarious, and I was just like, "This is all we have. I'll eat it, but I'm not doing this again."
From the way you're laughing, I take it might have been a little bit more than oregano there, Hanker.
It's like Far Cry 5, quote unquote, oregano.
All right, guys. We got to wrap things up here. We got places to be, things to do. So let's do our outros real quick. We'll start with our guest. Carlo, where can the good people find you at?
Hey, what's up, guys? Every Thursday between 7 and 7:30, you check me out on 4 Guys with Quarters. But you can also check out me on Tick Entertainment. I just did an interview with Jeremy Whitley, who does the writing for the Sea of Thieves comics. So go check that out.
All right, Mike.
All right, guys, you can find me on pretty much everything at Mike P. The Truth, Twitter, Xbox, PlayStation, wherever. Also on the Inner Circle at TICGN.com. This week, I am working on a piece now that I have played Gran Turismo Sport, comparing it to Forza Motorsport 7. So all you gearheads out there, definitely keep a lookout for that.
All right, and Nick?
Everyone can find me on Twitter at Undead3XVI. You can find me on Saturday nights at the Gaming Perspective. And this Thursday in celebration of God of War coming out, I have the PlayStation Bra coming on for a one-on-one show on my channel, which should be a good time. So yeah, check that out. Undead3XVI on YouTube, Mixer, Twitter, everything, basically.
All right, Sam?
So you guys can find me on Twitter at Samuel Tolbert. That's TOLBERT. Happy to talk with you about games, movies, tech, general chit-chat. You can also find me on TICGN.com writing reviews, news, opinion pieces, any and all of the above. If I'm not there, I'll be likely playing games. And you can also find me here on Multiverse Show every Monday at 8 p.m. and on the Gaming Perspective every Saturday at 8:15.
All right. And I'm Anchorman V2. You guys know where to find me. I'm on everything with Anchorman V2, PSN, Xbox, Switch. You can find me there. Thank you guys for showing up. And this has been Multiverse Show episode 92. And we are the best show on Mondays, and we are out of here.